We make boxing shorts for professional fighters and amateur fighters all over the world. It's a family affair. My mum and dad always worked in sportswear, and my dad was working for a company at the time that was sponsoring a boxer. Went to look for a pair of boxing shorts to put the branding on and couldn't find anything, so him and my mum went to a fabric shop, bought a bit of fabric, made a pair of shorts, and the rest is history, as they say. We started with a professional fighter, and at the time, professional fighting in Manchester was huge because you had the upcoming of Ricky Hatton, Anthony Farnell, Steve Foster Jr., Michael Gomez, huge fighters, Jamie Moore. You know, they were all on this scene with Frank Warren, and they were filling out what's now the AO Arena. We used to call it the MEN. And that was basically where we started. And then obviously that has an influence on amateur boxers because they start to see, oh, where are they starting to get these fancy shorts? And obviously with the boom of the internet, you know, that really helps because that enabled us to show our product to people all over the world. We were using like special fabrics, trims, embroideries, you know, Swarovski crystals, things like that, things that people had never seen before. So we were taking what was traditionally, you know, just a black pair of shorts, which everybody thinks Mike Tyson or Muhammad Ali, a black and white short. We were taking that and making it something fancy. And, you know, boxing's a show. Like, people pay, they want to be entertained. And if you go to the theatre, you want to see fancy costumes, you know, and that costume has become as important to the fighter as, you know, the gloves that they wear and the boots that they wear. They want to feel special. Boxers in themselves are performers, you know, they're full of confidence, you know, they have certain traits that they have, and that's what makes them entertaining. You know, people watch the press conferences because you want to see what they turn up in or what they're doing or what they're going to say. And, you know, we have to think of fighters like Prince Naseem. You know, he was a real showman. Some fighters are very different now, like they trust us because we're so experienced and, you know, we know what fabrics we've got in. So a lot of them will just say, listen, I'm going to wear blue boots, so I want a kit to go with it. Here's my budget, you just come up with something. And actually some very, very high profile fighters never know what they're wearing until it's delivered.
Introducing the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury!
We've been making Tyson's kit since he was an amateur, so everybody had great hopes for him. And, you know, he's gone on probably, he would have thought that he would have become unified heavyweight world champion, but, you know, he's gone on to surpass all expectation, really. We recently did a piece for Lewis Richardson that had been bronze medalist at the Olympics, and he wanted his kit to enable himself to show the Olympic rings and have this like bronze tone, undertone to it. Josh Warrington, you know, huge Leeds fan, and virtually every kit I've ever designed for him has been inspired by a Leeds kit at some point. I'd say a piece that we created for Dillian White, you know, that was a real testing piece, shall we say. Just because we used, like, I think we used over 50,000 Swarovski crystals on the item. You know, all these things are hand placed, it's handwork. He had all spikes on his shoulders of his jacket and, you know, a big luxury piece. It was embroidered. I mean, it spent days on the machine. And then actually probably Michael Conlon as well. We do huge gowns, huge luxury pieces for him, which are embroidered. They could take over a week on the embroidery machines just to embroider and then to make. wow, the robe can take, you know, maybe 3 days just to make the robe. We're using all sorts of methods now. Like, we use a lot of embroidery, print, Swarovski crystals. We're using studs, velvets, faux leathers, faux furs. Boxers like glitzy things, so anything sparkly. Like, the fabric suppliers will come to us, and I'm like, anything sparkly, we'll take it. There's only so many things you can do, but it's the way that we execute, you know, fabric choices and trims and things like that. And I mean, we're complete masters at what we do now. We've been in this game over 25 years.